What's going on, 20-somethings? I'm your host, Jaisha Smalls, but you could call me Jay Couture, and this is the 20 Till Podcast, where we explore different experiences and challenges and triumphs as you navigate your life as a 20-something. On this episode, we are exploring living at home with your parents while in your 20s. Now, the 20 Till Podcast is strictly for the 20-somethings, and I want it to be relatable and transparent for us being 20-somethings. But this episode is going to be a little different, okay? So, because we're discussing living at home, there's no better guest to have than my own mother, Natasha.
Hi, Zorda.
Hey, Mom.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome to the 20 Till Podcast.
Thanks for letting me be in the building. The 20 Tills.
Yeah, with the 20-somethings. How does it feel to be on my podcast?
It feels good. It feels really good. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thanks, Mommy.
You're welcome.
Now, before we get started, I did give my mom a rule. Do you remember the rule?
Nah.
I said you can't discuss what it was like for you as a 20-something because...
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, this is a different time, and it's all about... I'm for real. You can't say, well, when I was 20, because it's different. You're here to give your experiences and expertise being a parent of a 20-something-year-old, okay?
Okay, I can do that.
You do that?
I might.
So let's take it back to when I graduated from college, and I thought I would be like staying in North Carolina, and I thought I would get a job at my last internship, and I didn't. So how did you feel about that you knew I would be coming home after graduation?
It was a change for me because I got used to living as an empty nester. And as an empty nester, you have the privilege of doing things you can't do when your child is home, So it was an adjustment, but I was looking forward to having you back home. I missed you. I did. I missed my baby.
Is that the truth?
I missed you.
Oh.
You're my only child.
That is true. I am the only child. So it is different for us because all we had was like
each
us.
other.
Yeah.
Right.
So my next question is, it's currently 2024 and I graduated in 2022. Did you think I would still be home this long?
Hell no.
Oh my God.
No, I
You
didn't.
didn't?
No, I didn't. I thought you were. I'm going to say this. No, I didn't, but I was mentally prepared.
Okay.
Because, as you said, we're living in a different time, right? And this is post-pandemic. And I believe when you graduated that year, the workforce was like volatile. And so I kind of knew the new grads from college was not going to land that dream job.
Right.
Because you guys were up against new grads as well as those of my age who was re-entering or changing careers. So I knew that it was going to be a challenge, but did I think that you would still be living home? No.
Okay, well, since I'm still home, we're going to get into the reality of still being at home and how we, work through it, get through it, and hopefully we can help you guys who are still at home with your parents as well. So the reality of living at home, there are many common misconceptions and stereotypes of living with your parents in your 20s, like lack of independence, you don't feel independent enough being at home, laziness, some may say you're lazy, you don't want to do nothing with your life, you're just dependent on your parents, and a social stigma, like it's embarrassing to be at home with your parents. Living at home is oftentimes looked at as a negative thing, and it can feel like a negative thing. Like recently, I was like in my bed one night, and it was like late at night. I was in the dark, and I was in my bed just laying there, and I was like, yo, I'm about to be 25. And I'm
still living home.
at home in this room. Like, what's next? Like, what's it about to give? Like what's next? Like, I can't be in this middle room. Like, what? And
what's wrong with your middle room?
see, that's the thing about it. Nothing is wrong with my middle room, but it's like I live at home with my mom still. Like, you know, like I don't have the master bedroom. Like,
we're not even going to get into that conversation.
It just feels weird. Like, it's just like 25. You about to be 25 and you still living at home with your mom.
So you said this isn't about me. This is about you. I'm not that surprised. You got to understand, do you know how much rent is out here?
That is true. The cost of living has truly went up.
Exactly.
Okay. I agree. I totally get it. But it's just like not even thinking about like the world and how much things cost. It's just like that feeling like, I don't know. I feel like me personally, I'm just hyper independent. Like,
you are.
I'm really hyper independent. I really don't like ask people for stuff. And it's like, if you're going to give it to me, just give it to me.
You're spoiled.
That's another topic for a different day. But I'm really hyper independent. And it's just like, I just want that feeling of like being on my own. Big girl job, big girl crib, you know, like just being a big girl.
So you're not a big girl?
I am a big girl. Don't get me, I'm a big girl, but it's like, I don't know, I'm just hyper independent.
You can still be hyper independent living at home. And what I mean by that, okay, so you may not have your own crib, right? You live with your mom, but you handle your own business. I don't have to wake you up in the morning. I don't have to say, Jaysha, clean your bathroom. I don't have to say, Jaysha, clean your room. I don't have to do those things. So you do those things that you would normally do if you had your own place. You know what I mean? You have your own cleaning regimen. You know what I mean? I don't have to get on you about that. You know, you go out, you do your own food shopping at times, not all the time, but at times you do your own food shopping. You know, you do your Target shopping, Walgreens. You know, you take care of yourself as if you are on your own. So you're still living an independent life. You just don't have the luxury of having your own place.
Right.
And I think you have your own car. You know what I mean? You want to have your own place. That's what it is.
Yeah. And I think because being in college, I got used to living on my own. Right. Even if I did have a roommate or, you know, like my senior year, I didn't have a roommate. I had a suite mate, but I had the whole room to myself. I had the bathroom to myself. I had
You have your own bathroom at home.
I know, but it's just like... I do have my own bathroom at home, but it's like if guests were to come, it's not my own bathroom at that point.
We don't have that many guests.
But it's just like college, you got that feeling of 4 years of being on your own. You don't got to tell nobody where you got to go.
Do you tell me where you going? I ask.
Why are you asking?
Because you're still my child.
Okay, and I'll tell you.
But even if you were living on your own, I will call you and say, Jaysha, what you doing today? So there is no difference. How we move, still living under the same roof. Even when you was in school, I would call you and say, what you doing, daughter?
Yeah, but you ain't know every weekend what I was doing.
Well, do I know where you going when you going out that door? I know what you tell me, but I don't know if that's the truth.
You're right. I mean, you're right.
Point for mom.
Not point for mom. Anyway, so we talked about misconceptions and stereotypes. So where do you think that they come from?
With
like the negative misconceptions and stereotypes of living with your parents at this big old age?
Well, you probably feel like you're not succeeding in the goals that you set for yourselves. You're not living up to. So that part I do understand. But like I tell you all the time, you have to...
It's like a self thing.
Right. It's a self thing, right? And you have to measure your own success. You can't allow social media and comparing yourself to other individuals in your age group, what they're doing versus what you're doing. It's a lot of young ladies your age getting married and having babies. I didn't want that for you in your 20s. I said live your life. Okay?
True.
Explode. That's what I tell you to do. Because every 10 years you change. So what you like at 24, you're not going to like at 34. So you have to allow yourself the time to grow. And that's what I was encouraging you to do, is not focus on, well, I don't have this and I don't have that. Well, look what you do have.
Yeah, true. I think when I think of like the misconceptions and the stereotypes, they come from like personal experiences, like things you see throughout your family, or even like movies and TV.
Yeah, that's true.
And TV shows and music. Like, it's like, he's still living with his mom.
Yeah.
She's still in the middle room, back room of her mind. It's like, it was always a negative thing. Like, especially a man, like, you still living at home with your mom.
That's different. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth of it.
It's different.
It's different.
Oh.
It is different for a man, and I can't be wrong. I ain't got no son, so you can say what you want to say. But if my son was still home at 24, I would probably be more on him than I'm on you. Because traditionally, the woman, the young lady, is supposed to live at home with their parents until they get married.
Right. And that's just like some cultures, like, they stay at home till marriage.
They do. Even the boys.
Yeah, even the boys.
Even the boys.
Yeah.
Even the boys. They stay at home until they're married.
Right, because I don't want to live with no boyfriend.
Well, no, that's another conversation.
I don't want to live at home. I'm not living with no boyfriend. I'm staying at home till I'm married.
Do you want to go there?
I want to stay at home till I'm married.
Do you want to go there?
What? I'm staying at home till I'm married. I will be in this house.
Well, technically, this is your house.
Right.
I'm getting married.
Bingo.
And I'm moving out.
Yeah.
And I entrusted the house in your name.
Yeah.
So
I got a house.
So again, what is the problem? I'm trying to, because you didn't get it on your own. You didn't put your needs to the payment and is that the problem? I'm trying to understand what's the problem, because you got your own house, technically.
Well, my situation is different from others. You know what I'm saying? This is about living at home with your parents.
Okay. Well,
I will be in the maiden home. What would it be? I will be in the family home until it's time for me to get married.
Okay, so you could say it that way, yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm not living with a boyfriend.
Okay. And what's wrong with that?
What?
Living in the family home until you are married.
Now, I don't have a problem with it.
But before
it was a problem. It was like, a Debbie Downer. It was definitely like, I don't know. It was just like,
why are you so hard on yourself?
That's a different topic of another. You going too far.
Deep.
You going too deep. You going too deep.
Are 20-year-olds normally this hard on themselves, or is that an individual thing?
I think we are hard on ourselves because the world is so different now. Like, it's like the people who you see on social media, I would say that's like the number one thing is social media. And then it's just like, I don't know, like it might have to do with like how you come up, how you was brought up.
True.
Like, you just want more for yourself out of life. And if I feel like, if you're the type of person that know you work hard,
right,
and you put like your all into something and it's just not working, it's like that can be like, heartbreaking. It could be like upsetting because.
But what do I always say? Everything in divine time.
That is true.
So don't give up because you don't see the fruits of your labor.
Right.
Because time is what needs to happen for the seeds to be watered and nurtured. And you need sunlight. You know what I mean? You have to keep feeding it in good ground in order for you to see a sprout, So you have to let things take its course.